This is Newsday TV. I'm Ken Bufa. Authorities now say they're investigating to see if the accused Gilgo beach killer can be linked to the unsolved deaths of 4 women near Atlantic City. While at the same time, they're still combing through his stuff, searching for any trophies that might connect him to the victims. Newsday TV's Jasmine Anderson and criminal justice reporter Michael O'Keefe bring us the story you'll see only in Newsday.
It's not over. I mean, it's not over by a long shot. So this is the first step.
Rex Huerman was charged for 3, linked to 4 deaths, and now authorities are trying to determine if any evidence is connected to the 6 remaining victims that were found in the sand at Gilgo Beach. Michael O'Keefe joins me now with the latest on the investigation. Michael, where do we stand now?
Well, the investigators are looking through the voluminous amount of material that they seized from Huerman's properties. They're looking for any kind of evidence that links him to these murders or other crimes, particularly a trophy, some kind of souvenir he might have taken from the victims.
Tell me what these trophies are specifically.
Experts say that serial killers will often take personal items from their victims, a locket of hair, a driver's license, jewelry, things like that. And it helps them relive the rush, the thrill of planning and committing a murder.
Let's turn our attention to the bodies that were disposed, very different from the women that were found in those burlap sacks.
There's always been a debate among law enforcement as to whether or not the Gilgo Beach murders were committed by one person or multiple people. One of the big parts of that is that the first 4 victims found their bodies were wrapped in burlap. Their bodies were relatively close together. The other victims were dismembered. Their remains were scattered over a wider area.
Michael, thank you so much. So much to dive into with this case. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Newsday's team of journalists is working to bring you the latest on the Gilgo investigation. If you want to read more, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. There have been 5 reported shark bites at Long Island beaches this summer, and today, one victim opened up about what it was like to have an ocean predator clamp down on her leg. Newsday TV's Steve Langford has this story.
I screamed to my friends, something is biting me.
4th of July, late afternoon, off Fire Island, and Ludmila Imag is taking a final dip in the ocean about 20 yards from the beach.
I felt like I was in a trap. It was holding onto me.
She didn't see the shark, she says, but she felt it all right. Its jaws sunk right into her inner thigh.
I see blood and I see wounds. I'm not crazy. Something really bit me.
It was multiple wounds, so it was a lot of abrasions, lacerations. There were some deep and superficial wounds.
Dr. Nadia Baranchuk, the ER doctor at South Shore University Hospital, who tended to the bite victim, says there was little loss of blood.
She was super calm, right? Like, this is not what you expect from shark bites or bites in general. People are in a lot of pain. She didn't ask for pain medication.
Getting to a hospital from Fire Island is not easy, but a friend who was there when it happened says Ludmila was not going to let a shark bite ruin her 4th of July.
She took it in stride. She was smiling.
Yulia Chernova was swimming nearby when she heard her friend scream and looked and saw a shark. But as lifeguards and park police got them on a boat back to the mainland and then into an ambulance, Chernova says her friend was very cool.
The whole time she was smiling, and we were kind of laughing about the absurdity of the situation. And so she was in good spirits the whole time.
But Ludmila Imag says she hasn't been back in the water since.
Not yet. I'm waiting to be completely, the wounds to heal, and I think I'm gonna go back as soon as I can. I think. I hope.
A 4th of July she'll never forget. Steve Langford for Newsday TV.
And 2 people have been killed in a wrong-way crash that shut down the LIE. Police say after midnight, 61-year-old Thomas Raimundo of Holbrook was driving east in the westbound lanes on the expressway in Holtzville when he crashed head-on into another car driven by 32-year-old Jose Ferreira of West Babylon. Both were pronounced dead at the scene. All lanes have been reopened. And the state is handing out 24 new recreational pot dispensary licenses on Long Island. Now, 39 retailers have already been given licenses, but many are struggling to find locations where they're allowed to set up shop. Right now, Farmingdale has the one and only recreational cannabis dispensary open on the island. And water quality in Long Island's bays has hit an all-time low. According to a new report from Stony Brook University, Long Island's waterways are full of fish kills, harmful algae, and fecal bacteria.
Over a decade, we've now hit an all-time low in water quality, unfortunately, here in Long Island. As you can see from the map, of 30 locations, only 6 ranked good. And of those, there was only 1 location across all of Long Island that met all of the state and federal guidelines.
And that one monitoring location is at the Shinnecock Inlet. The poor water quality can hurt marine ecosystems and affect shell fisheries, bay scallops, and more. And Suffolk County will be spraying wetlands from the county line all the way out to the east end to fight mosquitoes. A low-flying helicopter will be treating marshes to control the mosquito population. The county says many of those areas are flooded, and that helps the bugs breed. The spraying will take place until 6 p.m. tomorrow. All right, let's take a look at your Long Island weather. And we can see it's not the greatest coming up. Tonight we have 70 degrees with isolated thunderstorms, and tomorrow we have more thunderstorms. Taking a closer look, you can see it's going to be one of those days you're going to want an umbrella.
Long Island weather is brought to you by King O'Rourke Automotive Group.
Vintage baseball is being played here on the island with the rules set in the mid-19th century. It's a story you'll see only in Newsday.
This game has a magic to it that brings the villagers out.
Today, it is 1864. We are playing vintage baseball at Old Bethpage Village Restoration.
Vintage baseball brings back a very much simpler time of life in America.
We try to be as accurate as possible. Down to our uniforms, we tend to blacken out cleats because we don't want to advertise logo designs. We want all of our equipment to be made by the same traditions and styles that it was done back then.
I wasn't good enough to make it to the majors. I tried. You learn that you're not good enough. It doesn't mean you stop playing. You know, you find something that you love, and I truly love this.
The ball is very close to major league hardness, so it makes it difficult. You have to learn how to bring the ball into your body. Many players do break fingers. I've broken 8.
You'll notice I don't have mangled fingers, but I have dislocated a finger or 2 only. Thankfully, never broken any of my fingers. But it is fun to run out in the outfield and just catch a ball barehanded. There's nothing like it. 1864 baseball is more fun than any softball or baseball game you will see on TV or you will play in your lifetime.
We're one of the only programs in the country that you can come into the village that day and we'll suit you up to play.
We have more of a brotherhood or friendship amongst our opponents and our teammates and friends. We tend to bond more like families than just teammates who we see once a week, and our strength as a team has grown because of our relationships.
I think when you come to places like the Old Bethpage Village Restoration, you get a sense of going back in time. I often come early to help set up the fields, and there's nobody here and it's quiet. And it's one of the only fields in the country that you can look around and not see anything modern, which is kind of cool. So, you know, sometimes you feel the ghosts out there.
You see players come here during the festival. We have a festival every year. They come from out of town. They come walking down this pathway and they stop, and they just stop because it's perfect.
Now to read more about old-time baseball, go to Newsday.com, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. The Great South Bay Music Festival kicks off tonight in Patchogue. Elisa DiStefano and David J. Cribley have the story you'll see only in Newsday.
It's Long Island's biggest music festival. The stage is being set up and the Great South Bay Music Festival is about to get underway. The 4-day festival happens here at Shorefront Park in Patchogue.
Lots of different kinds of music. It's not a blues festival or a rock festival. It's just not one kind of festival. Just check the schedule out and see what day you like. Each day is a little bit different.
In addition to loved local acts, Newsday entertainment reporter David Cribley says they're bringing out big names for the festival's 15th anniversary.
There's a lot of people on this bill that they've been trying to get for years. So absolutely, this is going to be a big one.
Dave Mason kicks off the first day of the festival. Over 50 artists will perform on the 3 stages.
There's so much music. What are the must-sees?
Well, starting with Thursday night, Electric Hot Tuna is going to have their last Long Island show.
That's a big deal.
It's a really big deal, and they are going to do an incredible set last time on Long Island. On Friday, it's going to be a bit of a funky night. We're going to have the Dirty Heads, who are really blowing up right now with their album Midnight Control. And they have a really cool hit single called Island Glow, which is perfect for Patchogue. Saturday is huge. We're talking about Phil Lesh and friends. Phil Lesh from the Grateful Dead.
Yeah.
He's going to be doing a 3.5-hour set.
Wow.
And he does his Friends band, which is all different musicians, changes every year.
So for all the deadheads out there
totally.
and beyond.
The tie-dye will be flowing, yeah. Last night is also huge, which is going to be Government Mule. They're going to do Dark Side of the Mule, which is a tribute to Pink Floyd. They're going to be doing Pink Floyd songs. There's going to be laser lights and all kinds of different technology going on. And they also have Jason Bonham's Led Zeppelin Evening. He's going to do a huge hour of all Led Zeppelin classics.
The Great South Bay grounds will feature a food court, art, and a craft village, Thursday through Sunday.
If you plan on coming, wear comfortable clothing, arrive early so you can get street parking, bring a beach chair or a blanket, and bring your kids. They'll have music and activities for them all weekend. For NewsdayTV, Elisa DiStefano.
Now, to read more about the Great South Bay Music Festival, go to Newsday.com. Click Get More below the NewsdayTV video box.
What's Up on Long Island is brought to you by PC Richard & Son.
Now, that festival is not the only thing happening this weekend, so here's what's up on Long Island.
It was the 14th of October and that t-shirt off your shoulder I was drunk.
Country star Thomas Rhett is coming to UBS Arena on Saturday. The Home Team 2023 tour is making a stop at Belmont Park with Cole Swindell and Nate Smith. Mike Del Judas is playing at the Paramount in Huntington. The Billy Joel tribute band will perform Friday and Saturday nights. Now, for admission info and more events, click Get More below the NewsdayTV video box on our homepage.
Watch Newsday TV on the big screen. Use the remote to activate Siri, Alexa, Roku, or the Google Assistant on your streaming device. Say Install Newsday. Newsday TV, covering Long Island like no one else can.
You're watching Newsday TV. I'm Ken Buffa. Thank you so much for joining us. We leave you now with a look at your 7-day forecast.